FM and AM 1160, and good morning to you. Thanks so much for being with us here on this Thursday. It is Maundy Thursday today, and AccuWeather says clouds breaking up this afternoon. We'll have a high temperature of 63 degrees, and that's actually where we are right now, is 63 degrees. And, well, we've got a studio guest with us this morning, and it's the first time I've met her. Her name is Amber Lawrence. She's an early admissions grad student at IUP. She's going to tell us in what in just a second or so. But she is here today to talk about Earth Day, which is, Amber, what, the 22nd, right?
Yep.
The 22nd. So a week from tomorrow is going to be Earth Day, and there are some events planned. Our conversation with Amber is brought to you by Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Amber from Schuylkill County.
Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's good to have you in the studio with us here this morning. Pull yourself in a little closer to that microphone, or pull it closer to you, whatever you'd like to do, as we talk about these events. You at IUP, I said early admissions grad student, and you are studying an interesting course of study. Tell us what you are studying at IUP.
I am majoring in sociology with a minor in sustainability studies.
Mm-hmm.
My future goal is to be an environmental sociologist,
Mm-hmm.
which is quite rare for people going into sociology.
Yeah.
I get asked if I'm going into childcare, teaching, but I always surprise people with environmental sociology.
Environmental sociology.
Mm-hmm.
That's a defined thing, though? That's not
Yes.
something you're just creating
Nope.
yourself?
Since the 1970s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a thing. It's still a bit new to people, but it's a very interesting field of sociology.
Is it generally university generated? In other words, the employers in that field are affiliated with universities, or how does it work?
Well, for environmental sociology,
Mm-hmm.
we have one professor at IUP who's an environmental sociologist,
Mhm.
and she teaches a lot of those classes. I'm not sure if there's any affiliation,
Uh-huh.
but I've been lucky enough to take all of those classes that
Yeah.
they've been offered, so
Yeah.
it's been quite nice.
Well, sustainability is certainly a part of the whole puzzle that you put together when you think about Earth Day, and it is going to be next Friday. So there are some local events planned, right?
Yes, there's an Earth Day walk to White's Woods next Friday from 4 to 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be sponsored by 14 organizations. 12 of them will have tables. I have a few of the organizations here too.
Sure.
So the Friends of White's Woods, Evergreen Conservancy, the Federation of Democratic Women of Indiana, Western Pennsylvania Conservancy, First Unitarian Universalist Church, then the Indiana Community Garden will be there, Indiana Humane Society, Indiana Walkworks, IEP's Coalition for Christian Outreach, IEP Sustainability Studies, Keystone Progress, League of Women's Voters, and Sierra Club.
Okay. So is this event all happening at White's Woods, or is there, you said a walk to White's Woods?
Yes, you can start from anywhere in Indiana to walk to the 12th Street entrance. There will be tables set up, and the organizations will tell the walkers a bit about themselves, talk about climate change, Earth Day, how it started, and there will be a guided walk too throughout the woods.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there will be maps given out too to show a bit more about the forest.
Wonderful. Wonderful. It is such a treasure, isn't it?
Yeah,
White's Woods.
it's very beautiful.
It is, and so well, we want to be sure that it and all of the community remains sustainable.
Yes.
Would you define that for folks, what sustainability is all about? Because it's a term that has been bandied about for a good 15, 20 years, and there's been a special emphasis on it here in Indiana, but maybe people don't realize what sustainability means.
Yeah. In sustainability studies specifically, we take like a few sectors, like so social, economic, and environmental impacts and factors into play, and we try to think of the best way to sustain our communities and life for centuries to come. Since the Industrial Revolution, there has been a lot of pollutants in the air. Climate change has been debated, but the Earth is warming, so we're trying to figure out the most sustainable ways without displacing people too, because we would consider hydroelectric dams sustainable, but they actually displace millions of people. So we're trying to figure out like how to do things to get clean energy, but also not harm communities as well.
Look at a new energy formula.
Yeah, without using and burning up lots of fossil fuels. We burn them so fast too.
Yeah, and the idea of burning them more clean
Yeah.
is certainly a part of that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that we need to acknowledge as well is that we're talking about air quality,
Mhm.
we're talking about water,
Yes.
essentials for living,
Yeah.
and we're talking about just generally looking about your community and seeing where resources are being wasted.
Yeah. I know. With fast fashion nowadays, things are made. You could buy them pretty cheap, but they within a month like rip or tear, so you have to keep buying new ones.
Mm-hmm.
When it would have been better to buy maybe a $30 sweatshirt that you could keep for 2, 3 years instead of one you're going to buy over month after month.
Mm-hmm.
And even electronic waste, we need to figure out what to do with that because there's lots of dump sites that just have batteries, TVs,
Yeah.
phones, lots of electronics are just going to waste, and we're still not exactly sure what they are going to do overall. It's becoming quite toxic.
Yeah, well, just throwing them in a dump somewhere and burying them over, which is the way
Yeah.
that we handle our trash these days.
Yeah.
I'm sure that in your studies at IUP, one of the things that you look at is how people can make products usable more than just once.
Mm.
If you're not going to use that water bottle as a water bottle, what else can it be used for? How can it be recycled and turned into something usable? And that's a part of the sustainability question
Yeah.
as well. Are we making progress in that at all? Because the cost has always been a barrier, hasn't it?
Yeah. A lot of people are concerned about the cost. I think once we actually start to reuse certain things, like I think new studies have shown that single-use plastic take less emissions, release less emissions than reusable bags.
Mm-hmm.
But the reusable bag does become worth it when you use it every day at grocery stores. So we actually have to be reusing um, items
Mm-hmm.
instead of just like letting them sit around because the cost will become greater. But even with water bottles, I see people make like little bee houses and they put like little straws in them.
Oh yeah.
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 And I know people who collect cooking grease and they just reuse bottles. They dump it out and they just keep reusing the bottle to
Uh-huh.
collect grease.
Mm-hmm.
So any little thing helps.
Yeah, I note when you go to the big evil box store that some of their clerks they wear vests that say this vest was made
Yeah.
from however many plastic bottles it takes to make those vests.
Yeah, recycling, you could make a lot of just like recycling every bottle you use.
Mm-hmm.
I think Walmart, their employees also wear vests now that say that it's been made from recycled bottles.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that was the big evil box store I was referring to. And I was doing that facetiously because we refer to them in society as big and evil. But they're just another business that is out there trying to do its best, hiring people and providing jobs for communities, and
Yeah.
they play their nice role. That sort of sustainability, those sort of sustainability practices, solar is a big part of
Yes.
sustainability as well. I know that Commissioner Hess is very much involved in that. I'm assuming that there will be information at this event at White's Woods about solar or other types of ways that maybe people aren't considering.
Yeah. I'm sure there should be lots of alternatives and clean energy sources. Um, there should be at all the tables.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the main table. Friends of White's Woods will probably have a lot about it, a lot of handouts to give.
Yeah, Friends of White's Woods is a really good group of
Mm.
people. So when you come to the event, again, it is next Friday,
Yep,
yes?
next Friday, the 22nd, from 4 to 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
All the organizations will be there about half an hour early to set up, but at 4 o'clock, anyone can walk over
Yeah.
to the 12th Street entrance. And I want to mention that walkers should bring their own food and drinks, but there will be water to give there too, just in
Okay.
case.
Okay. There you go. And take your garbage with you.
Yes.
It's Earth Day after all.
Yes, and please recycle.
Yeah, that would not be the good example, would it, for Earth Day?
Yeah.
But it's one of I'm sure what will be several events that organizations will be involved in
Yeah.
for Earth Day, and one of the things that we need to remember is as well that Earth Day is not just a day.
No.
It's meant to put you on a new pathway, and you walk that pathway every day.
Yeah.
Amber, thank you so much. Say hi to everybody back in Schuylkill County.
Hi.
Well, they're watching on Facebook, you know. You just make sure they know that you were on Indiana in the morning, and they'll watch, okay? There's
Yep.
Amber. Amber with us here this morning. Amber Lawrence. How long before you graduate from IUP?
I will be I'm finishing my sociology degree and my minor next spring, so I'll graduate for my bachelor's degree,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll stay an extra year and I'll graduate my master's.
There you go. There you go. That's what the early admissions graduate program is all about.
Yep.
Beautiful. Amber, thanks.
Thank you.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It is WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. That program, again, from 4 to 6 p.m. next Friday at the 12th Street entrance to White's Woods. That's where you'll enter. That's where you'll find the display tables. Walk there, won't you? It's Indiana in the Morning.